Sorry. I'm not sure if you saw what Kenny said yesterday, but he said in hindsight he wished that you guys would have been able to cover two on some of the explosives. Do you feel like you had great confidence in the calls and you guys done that same thing over again?
We had three calls up. Calls we've left a bunch of times in those situations. You know, if there's anything ever symptomatic that that's not going to work on Saturday, we automatically. So we never call anything that we have to practice that we haven't done exclusively. And I wasn't aware that Kenny said that, but there's always been something. It's part of every game strategy. In certain situations, call for certain calls. We get to those calls.
So what was on the first and third ones, what's your sort of breakdown of those plays?
Well, that was the fourth play of the game. They hit us with tempo. We repped that play numerous times. Our offense has given us that play numerous times. And there was just a hiccup in the communication and through the coverage, and we caught it and made a guy miss and scored. That's why we just constantly preach just communication, the emphasis on communication. I tried to go into the game just repping, just like basically one call because we knew we were going to get the tempo. And sometimes those things happen.
The last one, you guys were in quarters, I think, maybe there?
Yeah, it was a quarters of the pressure. And, we've repped that play actually in games. We can go to Iowa State and see that we ran it twice and hit every time. Against Texas, we ran it once, hit against Texas. And if you go back to Kansas last year, we ran that same hit against Kansas in terms of guys running free. And, it's just one of those things. In the moment, a lot happens. And we talk about the moment a lot. And the best thing that we can do as coaches is try to prepare our guys and get them ready for that moment. And then when it doesn't work, the only thing I can do is look at myself and go, hey, what do I got to do next time to get either that play right, to get 11 guys right, or get individuals just to be in the moment before that play happens. So it comes down to, hey, I go back and I reflect and I look back and I go, hey, in hindsight, what should I have done? But whether we do that again the next time, it's all a matter of strategy. It's a matter of strategy and whatever the situation calls for.
X might have hit Chapin if their feet didn't get caught, it seemed like.
Yeah, I mean, that probably would have happened. It probably even worse, for them, So, there's a couple plays, before that even happened that we turned guys loose in coverage, So, that play was symptomatic of what already happened during the series. So I don't want to stay in some of those same calls. Whenever I see something not working, I get to something else. And I keep, calling the same play, expecting different results. That's the definition of madness, right?
Yes.
You want to get to something else. So it's tough. You feel that if it wasn't just one play, there was 60 plays in that game. They played lights out defense, but constantly remind our guys it's not about being occasionally great. We got to be consistent in doing it. Being good on defense is about the body of work. If you can't play 8 bad plays, and 5 of those plays weren't very good, but we didn't have to pay the price for it. 3 of them, and again, it is back. I go back to the drawing board and I first look at myself and I go, how can I make sure that situation doesn't happen?
Hey, Coach.
You guys really didn't give up a lot of big plays last year. That was one thing you guys were really good at containing that. So is that a little disconcerting to have a few of those? And obviously, they can.
Well, our goal is to hold teams. Excuse me, my voice is to hold us under each team under 9 explosive plays. And that's our formula is 12 yards plus for runs and 16 yards plus for passes. So. That's the formula we follow every game. And, our first game, we were at 7. So, that wasn't, we met our goal, but that's not where we want to be at. We gave up 4 explosives against Mississippi State and 3 were touchdowns. And so, our whole deal is if you get explosives, that's okay. It gets us into situations where we can execute a situation calls. And we weren't able to do it. That was just
was the biggest positive you think playing in such a hostile environment on the road and really keeping the State scoreless or holding up a field goal for as long as you did? I mean, that's the one positive you can take away.
Yeah, I mean, there's positives to take away from everything. You know, our guys fought really hard, and there's always things that we can improve on. We just hope that mistakes aren't going to, certain mistakes won't be the difference in the game. And, from a defensive standpoint, we could have. I know on the other side, those guys are going. They're lucky to have that flag picked up. You know what I mean? And they're lucky that that we didn't execute that last play. You know what I mean? Like they're sitting over there going, "Hey, we're thinking our lucky stars. Those things that happen." But at the same time, like we can't control them. We can only control us, and I can only control our process. And it's being a defensive coach. It's being a defensive player. You play. Players can play 30 great plays, but they get really 4 or 5 opportunities to make a play and impact the game. And those are the plays that they think about. Those are the plays that we think about as coaches. So it's a collaborative effort, and we're in it together. So it's hard to look back on a game like that and go, man, 1 or 2 plays can swing in that direction.
Ryan, can you talk just a little bit about Texas State, just what you faced this week with the Bobcats?
Just an offensive scheme that is really designed around strictly the players that they have, and it's very well thought out. You just look at everything they do on offense from every situation that they play. That they're literally marrying it around the personnel that they have. They're not, hard-headed coaches that just want to run their system and run their scheme the way they see fit. They literally know, hey, here's the skill set of our offensive line. Here's the skill set of our quarterbacks. Here's the skill set of our receivers, and this is what we're going to do in these situations. And they do things different, and it's going to be a real challenge for us.
You haven't got quite the number of takeaways this year so far. Granted, it's small sample size. You guys feasted on those last year. Is it just that much wrong position, not enough?
Yeah, we're so shoot. We've had 12 PBUs last year. At this time, we had like 8. We're getting our hands, and we're getting really close to getting those. I think we've almost tripled our tip balls for the first 2 games. So those opportunities are there. They're not going in our direction right now, and we're going to continue to emphasize it. And turnovers, you just got to keep pounding the rock. You know what I mean? And eventually it's going to break, and then all of a sudden they come in waves, and that's what happened to us last year. So we're going to continue to move forward with the process and make an emphasis of it, and we need to make a bigger emphasis of it. So you get what you emphasize.
The quarterback is athletic, and he also makes off-platform throws down the field. So you just talked about the challenge of facing a guy like that.
Yeah, he's incredibly mobile. Believes in himself, has a lot of moxie. He's really tough. He'll break tackles. He'll keep plays alive with his feet. And he has an arm that can throw the ball, down the field. That's probably his best ball. He's throwing the ball down the field, and letting his receivers run underneath it. So he presents a lot of explosive playability, and it starts with that game. And then he has 2 receivers that really can stretch the field, and has another big, rangy, level 1, level 2 type guy too. So we got to be ready for these guys.
Yeah. Thanks,
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.